Dubai, a city of gold. A place where the buildings tower all the way to the clouds. A place where luxury cars glide off the spotless streets. Even the influencers live a performative and perfect life. You know, the ones that have the yacht, champagne, designer bags, Prada and Dior, those ones? Yeah, those ones. But behind all of that light, behind all of the glitz and the glam, there is a secret that the city is harboring. There's a secret that the city doesn't want leaving the dark. Strap in, my darklings, as I tell you the story of Monique Kurungi, a Ugandan lady who fell to her death from the sky in Dubai. I'm your host, Amara Audu, and this is Amara in the Dark. Monique Kurungi was born on December 7th, 1999. She was born in Uganda, and she was born into a very large family, one of 11. And early life wasn't as simple as one would think. Life wasn't easy. There were responsibilities here and there for the young lady, which she was able to face head on and conquer. She was somebody that would be described as confident, full of life. She had a presence. Her family and friends said she loved pictures, she loved to dance, she loved fashion, beauty. She wanted more for herself, more opportunities, more adventures, more money even. And like most Africans, she felt like these opportunities would find her if she was far away from home. Maybe somewhere like Dubai. But what she didn't know was Dubai was a trap for her. In early 2022, what seemed like a breakthrough came through for Monique. She got a job offer, honest work, good pay, and guess what? It was far away from home, Dubai. She was elated. She was happy. This was what she was waiting for her whole life. She reportedly got a job to work in a supermarket in Dubai. And so she agreed. She packed her bags. She bade her family goodbye and boarded the next plane to the United Arab Emirates. Now, upon arrival, what she was promised was not what she faced. There was no job, no work, no plan. Instead, she was brought into a house that had dozens and dozens of girls, all that looked like her. They were all Africans, and they had the same story. They were tricked into coming to Dubai. And suddenly now these ladies are in debt. They have to pay for their visas, accommodation, clothing, tickets, all of these things that they had no idea about. The man in charge of that house is a man known as Abe, also known as Charles Misigwe. He was running a sex trafficking ring all the way from Dubai to Uganda. Now, the man that proposed the job to Monique Kurungi was a man known as Bash, Umar Bashi. This was a man that had taken thousands of girls to Dubai under the guise of, I have honest work for you. But they got there, and the only way for these ladies to pay back their debt is to engage in heinous sexual acts. Abe, the man that runs the entire sex trafficking ring, has a huge clientele of powerful men. He knows the elites, men that make things happen. And so he told them, the only way for you to repay me my money is for you to sleep with this man. It is even heard that whenever he brings these girls, he doesn't tell them anything for the first week. He literally takes them out shopping to the mall, wherever they want to go eat, buy them dresses. And after a week, he just dumps it on you that you're owing him about 20,000 dirhams. And now you're in debt and you have to do what he says because you live in his house. These ladies were going through a lot emotionally, psychologically, and almost physically. Now, it is said that this man would drive these ladies to high-end restaurants, jazz bars, places where they would see men of substance, men that had money, so that these ladies could sleep with them for money. And a lot of these girls were doing it because they didn't like the life they were living, hoping that by the time they're done paying their debt, this man will let them go. It is said that Abe and Mona Kizz always had tension. They always had friction. She is very outspoken. She's defiant. She has a presence. She would say her mind. And this was something that was always an issue between she and Abe. Like I said earlier, the young man had a lot of clients. And these men had different sexual fantasies.
This a $50,000 flat fee, and I get to shit on you and maybe pee on you as much as I want. Or
one of the clients had a thing for pooing in the mouths of the girls and telling them to eat it. Monique always refused because this man happened to like Monique. And every time he asked, they will always have a fight about it. And this will cause more tension. And they keep having fights, arguments. Monique didn't want anything about this life. Dubai is actually always seen as a place of glamour, a place of lights, gold, happiness, money, luxury. But Dubai has secrets, just like every other country. It is said that in Dubai, most of these men come together and do something called a porter potty party. They do heinous things to women for outrageous prices. And usually the people that control this are people like men like Abe, the pimp. On the 1st of May of 2022, a video started to circulate. A young lady falling from a building to her death. Now, a few years back, a story like this also emerged from this area with these same people. Her name was Kayla. The lady that died was Kayla. Now, Kayla and Monique Kizz had a lot of similarities. They both looked like Nubian queens. They both had this model look. They had a lot of mutual friends. And they knew the same man, Abe. They were also very defiant and confident women. So you can see this is something that has been happening. It's a system that has been rotten from inside, and people could end up dying and no one would care. Till now, no one has been held responsible for the death of Mona Kizz. The Dubai authorities ruled her death as a suicide. But people that knew Mona Kizz knew that she was a hopeful young lady, ambitious, full of life. She would never take her own life. But, well, I guess this is what you endure when you mess with the wrong set of people. People that rope you in through fear, control, power, and suddenly your back is against the wall. You can't leave. Mona Kizz was someone's sister. She was someone's friend, someone's lover. She had something to do in the world. She had changes to make in the world. But she was caught short through deception, lies, power, politics, humiliation. These women had suffered years and years of sexual crimes. Imagine you are tricked into selling your body for money, into being a torture item for rich men. No care in the world. Mona Monica Rungi really wanted a better life for herself. It was even said that she had moved out of the house that had her and the other girls. She got a new job. You know, life was going well. She really, really wanted to make a way for herself.
2 months, going to 3, that was when I met another girl. But she was living so well. She was living in an apartment in Dubai. She was paying for it by herself, and I was like, of course, me, I'm doing runs now. Is it the same runs you're doing? That was when she then told me that it was to eat. I was like, eat. She was like, yeah, so that you would go there, they will drop it, a plate, they will pay you $30,000. I was like,
a plate. Measure it with plates.
They measure it with plates. Because these men, it's their fantasy. They love seeing these things. They love seeing girls eat things like that.
But sadly, she was caught short. So this is my advice to young people. Be careful. Every offer that comes to you that seems too good to be true, check it. Wait it out. Any offer, any help that comes and your mind questions it, work with it. Because truly, all that glitters is in gold. I would never blame victims. I would always blame perpetrators. All of this said about Umar Bashi and Abe, aka Charles Misque, is alleged. We do not have any sure, evidence to hold him to it, because till now, none of these people have been brought into custody or questioned or nothing. Again, the law has failed us. And there you have it, my darklings. This was a really touchy story. I really wanted to shed some light on the events of sex trafficking. Right now, as we speak, there's a trafficking ring that's going from Uganda to Nigeria to Senegal, all the way to France. People need to know this. They're tricking our young kids every day. This is an eye-opener for everyone who gets to see this story. So if you really liked all our storytelling today, like, subscribe, comment, tell us what you thought. Also, tell us stories that you want us to tell you. I'm your host, Amara, and this is Amara in the Dark.